The degeneracy of the hamlet is nothing, I fear, when compared to the condition of surrounding acres.
Hello everyone, Science Viking here, and we're back to Darkest Dungeon. I already placed the heroes from the quest from last week in de-stressing facilities. I did that off screen for a very important reason that has nothing to do with accidentally forgetting to hit the record button. Anyway, we're gonna be taking on a boss in this episode, so I want to make sure that everybody is properly upgraded. Alright, and so our bounty hunter is going to be upgraded in both his weapon and armor. I believe... Yep, I've maxed out the grave robber. Let's see, do I want to upgrade? Yeah, I'll upgrade the Houndmaster's equipment, and let's check out our Vestal. Alright, the Vestal's armor is fully upgraded, and that should probably be sufficient. Now, I was going to take on the Sodden Crew, but I've actually decided against that. Because, you see, Vavasur would be incredible in taking on a boss in the Cove. And that's where we would fight the Sodden Crew. But he needs to de-stress. He badly needs to de-stress. So we are going to be taking on a boss, but we're going to be taking on the boss of the Warrens. So, let's embark. That would be the Swine Prince. And it would get me a Sacred Scroll, which is Vestal only, enhances healing skills dramatically, and reduces stress. It does reduce the accuracy of her stun skills and reduce her damage a bit, but that's a pretty acceptable trade-off. Alright. Fribois in the front. Also, let me see. So, you have Target Whistle, Hound's Rush, Lick Wounds, and Blackjack. I think I'm going to drop Lick Wounds for Cry Havoc to reduce everyone's stress. And then Clarinel in the center rear with Pick to the Face, Flashing Daggers, Thrown Dagger, and Poison Darts. Yep, that's better than Lunge, I'd say. And Cardinal all the way in the back with Judgment, Dazzling Light, Divine Grace, and Divine Comfort. I'd say this is a pretty adequate team. Okay, we've already got a shovel. Grab a couple of these. Grab some holy water, because we discovered how useful that is. Grab some keys. Let's grab another shovel. Let's grab a decent amount of food. Let's go with 12. We will probably find food on our way through, and also, but we are going to camp. Well, let's bring a good number of torches. We do have the ability to increase the torch level. Let's get another key. And let's buy a couple extra food just in case. Alright. Anti-venom and bandages. I managed to forget both. Okay, now we are provisioned. Well, let's hope we just had our glitch for this mission, because otherwise this could be embarrassing.
The ways and rituals of blood sacrifice are difficult to master. Those from beyond require a physical vessel if they are to make the crossing into our reality. The timing of the chants is imperative. Without the proper utterances at precise intervals, the process can fail spectacularly.
So, what you're saying is that summoning...
A nameless abomination. A testament to my failures. It must be destroyed.
So what you're saying is that summoning the eldritch abominations from another dimension is dangerous. Who knew? Also, check this map out. We have a perfect grid. I guess the game heard me complaining about backtracking and said, you think you have backtracking now? Okay, let's see what happens if I use holy water. Nothing. Okay, so holy water actually makes it worse.
Will find
That's a
no
first.
clemency in this place.
Well, I guess we learned something new. And yeah, we're just gonna have to do kind of a grid search pattern type of thing. What do we got here? A barrel that reeks of powerful liquors, and medicinal herbs will definitely work for it. And it buffed the... Oh, plus 30% damage. That's not bad. And Cardinal effortlessly dodges a trap. Appropriate for a grave robber, I suppose. It is too quiet. I'm gonna keep going around the perimeter in the hopes of getting some scouting. This might mean that we have to take a longer route than we otherwise would have needed to, but I have no idea where the boss is. Another torch, and flashing daggers we need right now. Okay. I'm just gonna use collect bounty on the one in the middle. Should kill it.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
And Hound's Rush on the one in the back, because that should kill it.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
And Judgment, because the Vestal is the only one who has taken damage.
Masterfully executed.
And now she hasn't.
Inspiration and improvement.
No, and she even got a buff, too. And let's finish this off with Pickles.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Now we found another journal page. Also, I am actually going to equip the Dodge Stone to the Bounty Hunter now to slightly counteract his reduced evasion. In that same instant, we found ourselves in a place of suffocating dark, facing a creature that defies description, and whose recollection causes my quill to jump and shudder. It is merciful only fragments of our battle remain in my psyche. I see Cuthbert hacking at the quivering appendages of the monster. I recall how a piece of its flesh sloughed off, and of its own twisted accord sprang onto Bolin, piercing her stout plate. The occultist, as if to offer himself as tribute, was torn apart by its writhing limbs. Okay, I think I just took a few points of stress damage. Not too much, I'm still okay, but my resolve might end up getting tested. Okay, this room has a battle and nothing else, so we may as well go this way and have a hallway battle.
The sparkling eyes of youth, twisted and made merciless.
I'm actually speechless at this point. Did we not kill you enough last time? Well, the Collector appears to want another round, and I'm happy to give it to him. Same strategy as last time. Target Whistle on the... Actually, I'm not using Target Whistle. I'm using Hound's Rush, because I can use Get Over Here to pull him and also mark him. So instead, let's inflict more damage over time. Let's use Dazzling Light to stun. Let's go with the Highway. It doesn't matter too much who we stun.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
And come hither. And now he's within range and marked. Thrown Dagger deals extra damage to marked and extra damage to blighted. That's nice. And Hound's Rush deals extra damage, a lot of extra damage to the marked. That also is nice, in addition to stacking bleed damage. Okay, this is going to inflict some stress damage. And Dazzling Light, because if he's stunned, he might not be able to retreat. And any more damage we can inflict on him is good. Unfortunately, now his minions get beam shots. I'm just waiting until I get to use Collect Bounty to finish the job. This may kill him. Well, it's certainly close. The next time he gets a turn, he will die. In the meantime, I may as well use Flashing Daggers. Yep, that's what I thought. He's guarded. But, damage over time.
To its own
and we got another puzzling trapezoid.
This expedition at least promises success.
This might be the manner starting to get to me, but I'm getting to the point where I feel like encountering the
The way is lit. The path is clear.
I'm just gonna
We
read the journal
require
page, but I'm
only
not
the
gonna keep
strength to follow it.
this might be the effect of the manor getting to me, but I'm getting to the point where I actually enjoy encountering the Collector because it means a good, easy kill at one of these. They are sleeping. I am kept from slumber by a distinct stream of whispers, as if carried by the currents and waves of the sea. I have not told them that most of my flesh is slept off, revealing a strange silvery membrane. I keep myself covered. I also have already read this one before and don't need to read it again. Oh, let's keep moving. Oh, and I forget the obvious and forget to use bandages on the Vestal even though we have them. I think I'll also give her some food. And we had successful scouting. This is not the boss room. And an empty sack. Oh, one of these. Well, this time the holy water will actually help. And we found a portrait and some jade. Okay, I'm going to drop the other journal page. I want to bring those home, but I don't want that as much as I want money. Lighting up the torch. I know you get better loot when you when the torch level is lower, but honestly, there's so much danger. Stack of books. Oh, that's good. I should not have risked it. He's clumsy now. But you get so...
It is a travesty. A blundering mountain of hatred and rage.
Okay, I had expected I would have some amount of warning, but apparently scouting failed in kind of a significant way. Let's see if I can take out Wilbur. Raged destruction. Great. Oh, wounding the small one has infuriated the giant. Well, let's use Mark for Death on the Swine Prince. Let's use Blackjack, see if we can stun her. We can. And yeah, he's gained stun resistance. Okay, so 3 damage per round. I'm gonna use poison darts on the prince first, see if I can stun that. Poison a bit. And collect bounty on the prince. Okay, we're at least hitting the prince hard. And he's hitting us hard back. Okay, we're not gonna stun him. Let's use Hound's Rush then. It's a lot of extra damage and some bleeding, so it's even more damage over time. Alright. Divine Grace. Let's do what we can to keep the Houndmaster off of Death's Door. I have a hunch that Wilbur somehow has the ability to revive the Swine Prince if he's still alive. I'm gonna take the risk and hit Wilbur with a thrown dagger to see if I can finish him. I can.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Okay. There was a cost
As
to
life
that.
ebbs, terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
Okay. And he's no longer resistant to stun, and he has reduced prot. I'm gonna use Blackjack again. See if he can stun. You can. Alright. I'm gonna use Divine Comfort. Just, it will still get the Houndmaster off Death's Door. It'll heal him a bit. Alright. Marked for death. And Hound's Rush. Ho 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 ho! Mercy is for the courts. He's also taking 5 damage per round. Let's see, he has plus 50%. His stun resistance is 150%, and this only stuns at 100% base. So, he used Divine Comfort.
The wounds of war can be healed. but never hidden.
Rage Destruction. Oh, well, Divine Comfort is definitely the right move
Hand's
then.
breadth from becoming unwound.
Leave the small one alone. Okay, so if you actually kill Wilbur, then he will use Enraged Destruction every turn. I didn't know that. Well, the good news is he's marked. Collect bounty. Okay. His stun resistance is 100% and Dazzling Light only has a 100% chance to stun at base, which means Dazzling Light cannot stun
The
him
wounds of
ever.
war can be healed.
However,
Never hidden.
as long as I can ensure...
Grievous injury. Palpable fear.
Okay. Only the Houndmaster is not stunned, and he's at death's door. Okay. So, I am now left with the question of which is more likely. That he takes 15 damage from Hound's Rush and dies, or that he is stunned by Blackjack and then can't kill the Houndmaster next turn. If I hit him with Hound's Rush and he survives it, then next turn he will kill the Houndmaster most probably. The Houndmaster's death blow resistance is well, it's 67%. Whereas if I hit him with Blackjack and he's not stunned, he will kill the Houndmaster next turn. If I hit him with Hound's Rush and he survives it, he will kill the Houndmaster next turn. I'm going to go with Hound's Rush because in addition to doing more damage, it will add more bleeding, increasing the probability that the Swine Prince will die later. So if I use Hound's Rush, he might kill the Houndmaster, but he will almost certainly not kill anyone else.
How many rats will it take to gnaw through a ton of putrid flesh?
Go through all that thought, and then it turns out that it doesn't matter because he dies anyway. Okay. You've earned a bit of a snack, Marley. Okay. What else could I drop? I'm gonna drop the dog treats because I'm gonna continue adventuring. Because not only have we beaten the boss, but we also still have our firewood. So we could actually explore the whole rest of this dungeon and probably get some valuable loot. So, let's light up the firewood. And
Huddled together,
feast.
furtive
In celebration of our defeated foe.
rats in a maze.
Okay. This Vestal does not have an ability that removes mortality debuffs. Alright, I'm going to start off with Hound's Watch to guarantee we don't get a nighttime ambush. Okay. And he's also the only one that can heal people, so I'm going to use Wound Care on the Vestal. And then I'm also going to have the Vestal Chant to reduce everyone's stress level. Or, I guess you can only use it on one person. And I may as well also use Prey to use up our last 3 time units. And that's the end of that. Things are going according to plan.
The light, the promise of safety.
Well, let's keep exploring this place. And cultist brawlers, of course. Now let's use flashing daggers, see if we can wear down the wretch.
Devastating blow.
And Hound's Rush on this brawler just to kill
Press
it.
disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
And he may not be marked, but Collect Bounty still does a lot of damage. When it hits, that is. And Divine Comfort. I can't believe I actually managed to win that fight.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
With the Swine Prince. I also can't believe that we managed to take out 2 different bosses on this one expedition and we're still doing this well. I think I can finish the wretch with one dagger. I think wrong, apparently. And run with the old gods. Missed. That's always nice. Vomit didn't, though. Fortunately, with the exception of the Houndmaster, everybody's stress levels are pretty low.
But never hidden.
Here's Blackjack on the Brawler. And finish him. How do you miss someone while they're stunned? Just how exactly does that happen? Alright. Well, you know what? I may as well use Divine Comfort. He's stunned, so he's not a threat. Get everybody nice and topped up on health. Not going to be able to stun him again, but I don't need to. And that is how we do that. Ooh, Onyx.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Not very long on, what do they call it? Oh, Swine Drummer. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the Swine Drummer is probably an enemy we really don't want to have. Alright, he's blighted. I should be able to finish him off next turn with Thrown Dagger. And the Vestal has Syphilis now. Okay. I'm gonna use Come Hither on the Wretch. I'm gonna use Hound's Rush on the Wretch. And I'm gonna use Dazzling Light on I'll use it on one of the Carrion Eaters. Doesn't matter since it missed anyway. I'm still just horrified that these things can vomit on you and cause you to contract syphilis. Just, ugh. Well, the drummer's out.
A brilliant
Drummer Pig.
Skill and purpose.
So the swine drummers are classified as human, but the swine wretch is classified as beast. That is odd. Working hard on inflicting blight. Well, Divine Comfort is at least a start.
In the fevered pitch of battle.
Let's use Poison Darts on the Carrion Eater. Actually, wait. Blight, 120% base, only a 20% chance of causing it. Let's go with Flashing Daggers. That hit hard. And now everyone is blighted. Well, that's what we bring Anti-Venom for. Hound's Rush is another one of those abilities that, like, I understand that as a balancing factor it needs to be able to miss, but I have a hard time imagining what that looks like. How exactly does a Hound miss? And I'm just going to use this as another opportunity for Divine Comfort. May as well just keep healing everybody. How many more rounds does this have left? 4. Yeah, I'm using it. And pick to the face. It's always a good, reliable ability. Of course, we're out of anti-venom, so at this point, you're all on your own.
Eradicated.
And that... and we slew the beasts that creep it.
Seize this momentum. push on to the task's end.
I'm fairly certain that I need holy water to interact with that curio safely, and we don't have any, so let's move to this one. Wait, did the Vestal just say that? Did the Vestal really just say, let's find some things to kill?
Art.
Like,
his efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
Like, I would expect that maybe from the bounty hunter, not the Vestal. Oh, a treasure chest. This is gonna be a tough fight, though. Yeah, I'm not surprised that the vomit attack can stress you out if it has the ability to give you syphilis. Right. Start with poison darts on the vomit. And Hound's Rush on the... No, let's use Target Whistle on the Brawler. Reduces his prot and marks it. Dazzling Light on the Drummer. See if we can just shut him down for a moment. But he resisted it. And of course, Rend for the Old Gods does what it always does, except it didn't inflict bleed or a debuff. Drums of Doom. It's like Stress Wave, but worse. Or better, depending on whether or not you're the one using it. And Collect Bounty didn't even finish off the Brawler. Now let's use Thrown Dagger to get the Drummer out of there. And Rend for the Old Gods does what this does. I'm gonna use Judgment on the Brawlers to
The blood pumps. The limbs obey.
Since you can comfortably hit anywhere, let's see if we can kill the wretch. Oh, almost. I'm finding myself surprised by how much evasion the Brawlers have. I don't remember them being that good at dodging attacks. Alright, poison darts on the Brawler. We're gonna have to wear him down the slow way. It's a bit of an issue because Rend for the Old Gods causes a fair amount of stress. I mean, to me, it doesn't actually cause any to them, but it causes a fair amount of stress to me with the high damage and bleeding. Alright, last set of bandages, and Hound's Rush. Alright, and the Swine Wretch will die on the next turn. She's picked the face on a corpse to buy time. Because I want the vessel hit on the turn. But we can't always get one. Okay. And an heirloom chest.
Finding the stuff is only the first test.
An heirloom chest that doesn't contain any heirlooms. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, so we have one curio, then we have whatever's in this hallway, and a battle with no items. I'm gonna find out what this curio is, but especially since we're now out of food. Let's see, I don't know, we got this chest contains stashed heirlooms. You know what? Against my better judgment, I'm gonna take on this room battle and see what these two curios are. And get hit by a trap.
Watch your step.
Alright. Okay, this is gonna be a tough one. Alright, so we wanna start by seeing if I can get rid of the cultist acolyte. Okay, one more thrown dagger will do the job. I'll go with taking out the Brawler first because the Brawler has fewer hit points.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
Okay, and Dazzling Light on the Wretch to see if I can remove him from this equation for a turn. And Hound's Rush on the marked Brawler.
Decimated.
Ho 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 ho! And that is how we do that. the Acolyte gets to use Eldritch Push. But it missed. Good. And Butcher Cut. But it missed. Things are starting to look up for us. Okay, Thrown Dagger should finish off the Acolyte. Honestly, Flashing Daggers probably would have. And now let's mark the Chopper. We're gonna have to tolerate the continued existence of the Wretch. In the meantime, Hound's Rush. No damage, but a lot of stress. Right. Actually, I'm going to use Dazzling Light on the Chopper to see if I can get him out of this fight.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Okay. And Poison Dart on the Wretch. Ha 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 ha! And I thought this fight was going to be hard. And let's finish off the Chopper. And let's finish off the Wretch. 2 busts, torch, and
These
some gold.
nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Right. Let's find out what these 2 curios are. One of them is just a box with heirlooms.
Packs
Quite a
laden
few
with
of them.
loot are often low on supplies.
Yeah, our packs are in fact low on supplies. And that was the 2 curios in this room, so let's actually go back to the other room. Yeah, we're so far ahead, and I'm so unused to that, that I've decided I want to loot a bit more thoroughly. Let's check this hallway, and then we will have properly looted the whole place. More heirlooms, which is exactly what we needed. Well, this has been a profitable expedition.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
Alright, and that is the end of that quest. Let's see what all we get. Got an extremely valuable trinket. 12,000 gold worth of loot plus 4,500 worth of direct rewards. 12 crests, 2 busts, and 2 portraits, and then 4 additional crests. In addition to 4 resolve EXP each. And Ferbois no, Ferbois hasn't gained a level, he's just gained a disease. But Marley and Clarinel are now resolved level 3. We're starting to put together a team that could be used to take on the Necromancer.
A fever of willful determination sweeps
Ooh.
through the barracks.
Increased virtue chance on our next quest. But we have some things we need to do first. Let's drop the 2 diseased people into places to treat their diseases. Alright. Minus 10% damage and minus 10% max HP. That's a big loss for a bounty hunter. Alright, and well, that just leaves our Houndmaster needing to be de-stressed. I'll just drop him in the cloister. And let's see what we can upgrade. With the blacksmith and the guild being the places I'm most interested in upgrading. So I have enough crests, but not enough deeds. Okay, so let's suppose I was giving up busts. I could gain 2 deeds by trading in basically all of my busts. So that would put me at 50. How many could I get from trading in portraits? Oh, that's the wrong slider. Clicking on the correct one. I could get 9. 9 plus 3 is 12, and 12 plus 13 is less than 32. But 12 plus 13 is 25, and I can also afford to give up 6 crests, which would give me an additional 2 deeds. Nope, even with all of that, I don't have enough. I can't trade that in any combination that will allow me to upgrade weaponsmithing or armor smithing. And I'm not even close to having enough to upgrade instructor mastery. So I could upgrade the training regiment if I trade away some busts for portraits. No, I could not actually. And if I were to trade away crests, I also could not. I actually still do not have enough heirlooms really to upgrade. Let's see about upgrading the furnace and the blacksmith. I would need 5 more deeds. If I were to trade 4 portraits, I could get 6 deeds. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to upgrade the furnace to reduce the cost of weapon upgrades again. Alright. After that, if I were to take on the Sodden Crew, who would I bring with me? Let's see. I'd definitely bring Vavasseur, Campbell, and Sordeval, and my 4th person would probably be, let's see, I can't bring Clarinel, she would actually be a very good choice, but it would actually probably be the other bounty hunter, despite the fact that he's resolve level 0. He would probably end up afflicted, or at least end up having his resolve tested, though we have increased virtue chance. Let's see about upgrading Vavasseur's equipment. It's already maxed out. Let's see about upgrading Campbell's equipment. Could upgrade her weapon. I'll upgrade it once. And Sordeval, I may as well max out his equipment. Max out his weapon. Okay, stop by the guild. Okay, Vavasseur is as good as he can get. How about Campbell? Upgrading Dazzling Light would increase its stun chance and its accuracy. Let's see about Sword. Let me see, I want to upgrade Crush. And then Improved Defender. It gives him a bonus to prot while he's guarding someone, which can be very useful. And if I were to upgrade Retribution, it would increase the damage that he does while riposting. Let's go with that. Alright. Let's see. Bringing Bassange seems very high risk. Wait a second. Do you have abilities that... Yes, Pistol Shot deals extra damage versus marked. So actually, I would want to bring a bounty. Not a bounty. I would want to bring a bounty hunter if I had a decently high level bounty hunter, but I would actually want to bring a highwayman. Let's see. So he has Open Vein, Tracking Shot, Wicked Slice, or Tracking Shot, Point Blank Shot, Pistol Shot. Let's see. Let's learn Wicked Slice and Grape Shot Blast, so that I can give up Tracking Shot and Point Blank Shot, because I want him to be in the center front position rather than at the most front position. And then let's upgrade Pistol Shot to do extra damage to marked enemies. Let's upgrade let's upgrade Open Vein. And let's upgrade Grape Shot Blast. And I'd say I've decided on my team for taking on the Sodden Crew. And that actually will be a part of this video. But, as an effort to prevent sound recording issues, I am going to quick start us up a fresh recording file, and I'll just fuse the two files together before I upload it. So, I will be back in a sec.
I was lord of this place before the crows and rats made it their domain.
Alright, I am back, and we have a bit of extra gold to spend, so I want to look into possibly getting some better camping skills. Let's see about the highwayman. Okay, bandit sense to prevent nighttime ambush. I'm gonna have him learn wound care. And for the man-at-arms, I'll have him learn courage. And yeah, I don't believe he has anything really that impressive. Wait a second. You could have. Oh, yeah. The Sanctuary removes more. It doesn't remove mortality debuffs, but if they have them, it heals them more. However. I'm wondering if I want to learn Dark Rituals so that I can remove mortality debuffs. I think not. We're kind of low on gold already. And the Nomad Wagon doesn't have anything that we can afford that's particularly impressive. So, let's embark. What is this? Okay, so this mission would be involving finding relics, but this is the one we want to do, killing the Sodden Crew. So our team is Campbell all the way in the back, Sordivar all the way in the front, Vavasur in center rear, and Lovett in center front. Let me see about Vavasur's ability set. This looks pretty good. Alright. Let's see, she has the Churgeon's Charm, but I want to give her the Sacred Scroll. Yeah, the reduced stun chance could be an issue, but the reduced stress can be extremely valuable. I don't want to risk using either of these severed heads. Ah, the Book of Intuition, and then... yeah, the Protection Stone will be good for our man-at-arms. Eldritch Killing Incense, and then the Debuff Amulet. What could I replace the Debuff Amulet with? Nothing really that good. Alright, I'd say we have a team, and we have a mission to kill the Sodden Crew. Let's do this. Alright. 8 should do. A couple of keys, a couple of holy water, a couple of medicinal herbs, 2 anti-venom and 3 bandages, 2 shovels, and some food. Alright. Now that we've got the minimum provisions out of the way, let's see if I can improve on that. A couple more torches. And I think that's actually good. Alright, let's embark.
Prying eyes had become a nuisance along the old road. and so I undertook to receive my most curious deliveries by way of marine shipments. A sheltered jetty was accessible by a narrow stone stair off the back of the manor, and a discreet system of pulleys could hoist even the heaviest prizes up the rock face from a securely tied dinghy below.
You know,
The poor devils, chained and drowning for eternity.
that is horrifying. Okay, this map, by comparison to the other one, looks fairly straightforward. I'm gonna bet that the Sodden Crew is either here or here. So it's more like rather than being a maze or a place we have to explore, it's just a straight gauntlet to the end. Alright, 3 groupers. We all know what that means. Spearfishing. Well, gonna use vulnerability hex on the way back. And crush on one of the ones in the front. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna use retribution on one of the ones in the front. And pistol shot on the one I just marked. I wonder if I can finish him off with dazzling light.
Press this
I
advantage.
can.
Give them no quarter.
And one of them finally decided to attack someone other than what's he called? The Man-at-Arms. And open video.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
I'm gonna use Divine Grace on the Man-at-Arms. Whoa! The sacrificial stab should finish it.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Yep. And, however, I want to change Lovett's equipped abilities. Drop point blank shot for Wicked Slice, and tracking shot for Brave Shot Blast, because I have never encountered stealth enemies in this low rank of a mission.
Another mariner, another misfortune.
And we use a shovel. And a chest. And with that chest, I use a skeleton key, which didn't do anything. Okay, well, then let's just break it open.
Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
So I guess barnacle encrusted chests don't benefit from keys. Alright, lighting up a torch. And let's use vulnerability hex on the Guardian so we can get him out of the fight quickly. And I'll choose Divine Grace on the Highwayman since it's up to full health. Alright, and I just realized I can't actually take advantage of the fact that the enemy is marked. Oh, Grape Shot blasted, isn't it? I'm gonna use Crush rather than Retribution on the Guardian. Okay, so we're gonna have to deal with both Stressful Incantation and Stress Wave. That is fortunate for me. So he's using Barnacle Barrier to guard the Brawler rather than the Shaman. Alright. How do we want to do this? Oh, let's use Open Vein on the Guardian. And I just realized I could have used Pistol Shot on the Guardian because he's no longer in the frontmost position. I'm going to see if there's no way I can finish him off with Sacrificial Stab. So I'm going to use Vulnerability Hex on the Shaman. This way I should be able to finish him off with a Pistol Shot later. Okay, quickly use some bandages. And this is the point where I'm willing to risk using Retribution. Right. And And dazzling light. I'll use that on the cultist acolyte. Just keep her shut down for a moment.
The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Whoa. Actually, I'm going to use vulnerability hex on the acolyte. Oh, critical hit! It did 1 damage. And let's use Crush on the Guardian. Just keep wearing him down. And Pistol Shot on the Cultist Acolyte.
Eradicated.
I never miss. And Divine Comfort.
The wounds of war can
Yeah, that healing 3 to 3. Instead, it's 5 to 10. Though the Pelagie Guardian is doing a very good job of holding up against us. Well, how many... Oh, this bleeding has ended. Well, Grape Shot Blast should kill 2 of these.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
How many turns of bleeding does he have left? Just 1. Not worth using bandages at this
Their
point.
formation is broken. Maintain.
And that is the end of that. Though it's probably an indication of the magnitude of resistance that we're going to be up against for the rest of this. Whoa!
Mind that such missteps are the exception, and not the rule.
Okay, and... what to drop? Let's see, rubies are worth 1,250 gold. Start by reading the journal page. Huo, dear friend, exemplary warrior, a survivor of the king's wars and many sorties in these halls, met an ignoble end. We were weary, Huo and I, as we searched for sanctuary. Weariness, it appears, has a murderous streak. It blinded him to the mechanism that tripped the spikes which eviscerated him. I held him as his essence slipped away, another giant fallen in our mad pursuit. I am alone now, weary but unbowed. I press on. Right. Which of these things is least likely to be helpful? I'll drop the... yeah, I'll drop the jade for the ruby. Oh, I can't carry anymore. Yeah, the sack's contents are mine, and the sack's contents are gold. This has been a pretty profitable mission so far. Okay, we got a hallway battle, a curio, a trap, and a room battle with a curio. No thralls yet, and I mean now I've probably just jinxed it, but no thralls yet, and that has been helpful. Alright, vulnerability hex on the brawler. I hope he's not stunned. I had to open my mouth. Alright, dazzling light on the deep snare. See if we can stun it. We can't. And pistol shot on the brawler I just weakened.
Destroyed. Inspiration and improvement.
And vulnerability hex on the cultist acolyte. Let's see if we can make lightning strike twice. Well, she survived that one. And she celebrated surviving by causing 0 damage and failing to move him. You're gonna have to do better than that, darling. Finish her off. And Crush should do the job. It does.
With impunity. Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
What to drop? I'm gonna light one torch and drop one
the promise
torch.
of safety.
So we still have 8 more. Okay, use our first medicinal herbs. Okay. So we have 1 jade. I already dropped 1 jade. We haven't encountered anything that inflicts blight yet, but I'm not convinced that we won't. I mean, last time I thought that we had encountered that there wouldn't be any enemies that could inflict bleeding over in the Warrens, and then I was proven horribly, terribly wrong. We had to manual quest, so... Okay, let's use Open Vein on the Guardian. Get some damage over time going against him, except he resisted it. Let's use Vulnerability Hex on the Shaman. Because once he's marked,
executed.
behold, the unquenchable fire of the stars. And let's just stun the Guardian so we can't block the
The
Shaman.
match is struck. A blazing star is born.
And I'm just gonna use Crush on the Guardian, just keep wearing him down. And you undid most of my good hard work in one action. Ooh, that had to sting. Well, at least spearfishing missed. Oh right, we surprised them, so that turn order is not indicative of the normal turn order. I am glad that he's not marked. I'm gonna use Weakening Curse on the Guardian. Marking him is meaningless because he's in the front position and pistol shot can't hit him. But if I can reduce his prot, I can do more damage with other abilities. In the meantime, finish off the Shaman, would you?
Obliterated.
And Divine Grace, which, with these two trinkets, that's what we call it. These two trinkets, that does quite a bit. And Crush with his reduced prot. I mean, it's still very high, but it is reduced. Open Vein. And Vulnerability Hex on this Reaper, since he's not guarded. And let's just Divine Comfort.
The wounds of war can be healed.
I have created something amazing with this Vestal, with this combination of trinkets. And the thing is, Dazzling Light still stuns often enough, even with the reduced stun accuracy. Okay, using the last 2 damages. And Crush. And let's see if we can put him down. Nope, we only injured him. I'm actually going to use Sacrificial Stab on the Guardian. And it still isn't enough, even with the Eldritch Killing Incense. And there's no way I'm using anything other than
rarity
Divine
in
Comfort.
the fevered pitch of battle.
But this should do it. That Guardian held up really well. Though I am grateful for the number of times that spearfishing is missed.
Decimated.
So uncivilized. Whoa. Well, if their attack misses, I suppose ours has to. It's the only way it's fair. Now would be a good time for retribution. And it is meaningless because he targeted the Highwayman anyway. Fights in this quest have been a bit longer than but that is the end of that.
This
Okay.
expedition at least promises success.
Fish Idol. Let's see if the holy water does anything. It does. Plus 18% damage. Nice. Though it only lasts until camp, so it probably won't be able to help us against the boss. Room battle with treasure.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Whoa. And we can carry all of it, too. Let's find some things to kill. At least it's the highwayman saying it this time and not the Vestal. And I get a little nervous when the priest is that bloodthirsty. Oh, vulnerability hex on the shaman all the way back. That hurt a lot. Well, Divine Grace, and it's all undone.
Can be healed,
and pistol shot. Okay, you'll need to finish him off with grape. I can't hit him with grape shot blast, but I'll need to finish him off with something later. And I'm actually going to use retribution. And at least it's. Oh, right, Stress Wave does cause health damage. At least it doesn't cause very much. I was worried that we'd have a highwayman on death's door already. Well, they will apparently ignore the fact that someone is marked whenever they feel like doing so. I'm gonna use Damon's pull on this shaman. And Grape Shot Blast. And Divine Grace again. And let's crush them.
Annihilated.
This line will not break. Right. We use Sacrificial Stab on the corpse. And Open Vein on the corpse. Yes, I am trying to stall to give the Vestal a chance to use Divine Comfort. Though I wasn't expecting her to go last.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
Well, let's finish this. Okay.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
What to drop? What to drop? You know, I'm actually going to drop the emerald to get the crests. I'm going to give up on the jade. But, in the interest of reducing the amount of extra stuff in the inventory, how close are we to the end? We're past the halfway point. I'm going to make camp.
Circle in the dark. The battle may yet be won.
Alright. And I'm going to use Sanctuary. And then, let's see. Weapons practice. And clean guns. And that's the end of our time, so let's rest. I'm blessed with good health, for today at least.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Right, and this time I'm using a key and it should actually help. In theory, I guess. Well, let's move to this room. And use a shovel. It's a good thing we have plenty of those. I I just realized I asked for crests because we were low on them, and we have 30 in our inventory right now. I tell the game I'm low on crests, and it's like, oh, you want crests? I'll give you crests, jackass. Alright. Light up a torch. Vulnerability hex on the shaman. retribution. Yeah, I'll use retribution on the grouper. And dazzling light on the other grouper, just to keep him out of the fight.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
And that's the end of the shaman, which is the main threat. Though the sea maggot could be an issue. See how much damage this does. That was more than I was expecting, actually. Well, let's use vulnerability hex on the sea maggot. And this should put it down.
Back to the pit.
There's dazzling light on the one that doesn't have increased stun resistance. And let's finish him off. Alright, that just leaves one grouper. And it doesn't leave him for very long. Godlessur, would you do the honors?
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Okay. I'm gonna eat until everyone's at full health, and then I'm going to drop one food. We still have plenty to deal with hunger if we need to. Alright. Yeah, that isn't the boss room. I'm really glad I brought as many shovels as I did. Even though they've kind of weighed down the inventory a bit. Oh yay, it's our old friend the Thrall. Well, let's see. I'm gonna hit him with weakening curse rather than vulnerability hex because I can't hit him with a pistol shot. Another fool for the fire. Dazzling light, see if you can stun it, and if you can't, extra damage is good.
The
Burn in the holy flame. Let's see. And wicked slice.
Well,
And he's gone. Let's use retribution and see if we can also damage the deep stinger. Ooh, shocking. Don't tase me, bro. Yeah, I know it's a dead meat, but I'm using it anyway. Let's see if sacrificial staff can do this.
another abomination
Can.
cleansed from our lands.
This is going, pardon the pun, shockingly well. Like, it is just staggering how well this mission is going.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Just, like, the stress levels are low, nobody is injured. This has gone unbelievably well. Alright, well, they're all the same. Let's use vulnerability hex on the highwayman can come and hit. Let's use dazzling light on the one in the center rear to try and stun him. Crush on the one in front. Okay, we'll be able to finish him off soon. Unfortunately, I may have miscalculated a little bit since I left all 4 of them alive for their entire turn. Though so far only one of them has managed to hit anything. Well, kill the one in the front.
A singular
If
strike.
I'd known it was going to be a critical hit, I would have aimed it at this one. Let's use pistol shot on this one.
A devastating blow.
Didn't see that coming, did you? And Divine Comfort, just to top everyone up.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of
And
battle.
Crush. Okay, that just leaves one. You know, if I were this guy, and all my friends had been wiped out that quickly, I would not stand my ground. So, you know, I'm not sure whether to give this guy credit for bravery or mock him for being an idiot, but...
Foolish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
Right. And also a new journal, a journal page. These dark caves drip with an overabundance of humidity beyond my threshold of comfort. I nearly broke my ankle on the rocks, made slick with some ubiquitous slime. The pools stir and slosh with no visible cause, and shadows beyond torchlight seem to grow and shrink of their own accord. And I'll leave the... Actually, I can eat the extra 2 food right now. Right? Okay, we do not want to use holy water for this, and I'm not interacting with it otherwise. I'm not convinced a torch will do anything good. Okay, so now we move to this room, and we're right before the boss fight. Alright, I'm skipping this one because I don't have any more medicinal herbs. And we have successful scouting. I'm not going to worry about this room battle with the curio. Let's just go straight for the boss. Okay, and what's this crate have in it? More crests.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
I'm actually going to drop the food. There's no reason to hold on to it if we're about to fight the boss and then leave.
Even in death, the captain shouts his orders, and the crew obeys.
Okay, so he has the ability to summon minions. Okay, they're unholy rather than eldritch, so sacrificial stab is nothing special. Well, let's start with vulnerability hex on the actual boss, so that I can use pistol shot. Well, obviously I could use it no matter what. Okay, whatever the debuff that was supposed to inflict, she resisted it. And let's use Retribution. Fortunately, he doesn't have that many hit points. I should be able to wear him down reasonably quickly, unless there's some really dangerous gimmick that I don't know about. You can't retaliate against Heave Ho. I'm guessing you can't retaliate against an ability that successfully stuns you. So he's just taking repeated stress damage. Well, let's use Weakening Curse now, the vulnerability. He regenerates health. Okay, pistol shot. Let's see if we can stun this guy. Okay, so stunning him doesn't end that effect. And that effect heals the boss, so I actually have to kill the thing. Oh, great. Okay, so I guess I was right, there is a gimmick. Okay, let's use Crush. Well, he's down to his last hit point. So the stress that he inflicts actually also heals him. Okay, Mutiny, which debuffs him to reduce his damage and critical rate for 4 rounds.
Blow.
Okay, so inflicting stress with the help of a drowned puller also heals the boss, so I can't just undercut that by going after the boss. I have to drink him dead. Okay, that just inflicts stress. Alright. May as well try to keep the boss stunned as much as possible. Nobody's in too bad of shape for health, but the issue is... Okay. All hands on deck. I'm gonna open up a sacrificial stab. We need to concentrate on killing the polar as quickly as possible. Right. In the meantime, if we succeed in stunning it, we'll be able to use its ability this turn, buying us more time. It has very high prot. Very, very high prot. A drink with the dead, which is mostly inflicts stress damage. Okay, but it can't actually succeed in summoning another minion because the boss itself apparently occupies 3 spaces. Alright, let's see if we can stun it again.
Precision and power.
Begone, foul thing. And vulnerability hex. Because the thing about it is, since it occupies multiple spaces, it can't be considered to be in the frontmost position. So I can hit it with pistol shot. Alright. Now I just need to eventually cycle around and give the high a turn. Move yourself back 2 to get the team back in position. And stun the drowned polar again. Problem is, every couple of turns we have to do this rigmarole again. And it can use Heave Ho. Can't breathe. Right. He's only regenerating health a little bit, but he also has increased prot and status of resistance. Right. Okay, crush on the drowned polar. I'll teach you to grab onto me. Alright, a drink with the dead missed. So, I'm kind of wishing I had a Crusader for the extra damage against on. Oh. Let's use Grape Shot Blast. We'll wear both of them down. You just jump back into position. Crush on the one in front. And of course it uses Heave Ho. We are wearing the Sodden Crew down, just gradually. Okay, Dazzling Light, see if we can stun the drowned polar. I'm kind of confused by the turn order. Maybe I'm just not paying close enough attention, but it sure seems like this guy's getting more turns. Great Shot Blast. That way we can at least fight against the healing he's getting. Mutiny. Everyone has resisted that debuff so far. Okay, that's the end of that. And crush. Ho 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 ho! And Dazzling Light. Let's see if that stuns it. Nope, they resisted it this time. I'm a little frightened to find out what the Mutiny debuff does, but we haven't been hit by it yet. I'm just gonna focus on killing the drowned polar. Or if we can't kill it, at least stunning it. Alright, and Crush should finish the job, and it does. And of course, it immediately opens up with all hands on deck. Yeah, this boss is actually quite difficult. Just because it has the ability to heal itself and has so many abilities to prevent you from attacking. And Wicked Slice. Ooh. And Crush. We're 11 turns into this. Yeah, it uses all hands on deck again. You move back to here. Let's see. Oh, you have 200% move resistance. I'm probably not going to be able to pull you forward. Alright, we got a critical hit. Unfortunately, we're still in the negatives for total damage, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to move the Highwayman back. If he can use Grape Shot Blast, I can take out the Drowned Puller and also damage the regular enemies. Please stun. And now he uses Heave Ho, which has never missed. I'm growing to think that it cannot miss.
And panic.
Reject your pact. Alright. It's back up to 46 hit points. Make that 49 hit points. Right. So the Drowned Puller is instantly fully healed, and he's come out. I was hoping he would come out virtuous, but no, he came out masochistic.
Injury find it in no short supply.
Just Crush on the Drowned Puller. And Grape Shot Blast. 6 hit. 6 damage. A critical hit. Damn, I missed your eyes. See if we can stun the Sodden Crew. Wait, you're allowed to do that while you're stunned? That's weird. Now let's finish this guy out.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
Pistol Shot did pretty good damage. He's down to 36 hit points again, but he was there before. Now he's a bit lower. May as well just keep using Dazzling Light. They're not inflicting dangerous levels of damage. Yeah, I can kind of just ignore incoming damage for now. We just need to hit it really hard. Hit that really hard. Okay. Grape Shot Blast. Dazzling Light. Please stun. Ah, still resisted it. Sacrificial Stab would need to be a critical, but even with a critical, it didn't kill him. And Mutiny. That debuff has never landed. Alright, he just damaged himself. It's not that bad. 1 hit point. Really? Really? So he has 1 hit point left, and now he's gonna regenerate to full when he uses Heave Ho, which apparently can't miss. And yay. This is going so well. Well, it's my own fault. I had to open my mouth and say that the fight was going unusually well. Right. Oh, Dazzling Light. Let's see if we can stun the Drowned Puller. Not entirely sure that that does any good, though. Drink with the Dead. So far, with the exception of this, the situation with my Man-at-Arms, things are actually going okay. Actually, yeah, let's use Crush just to get rid of that guy. And he uses Mutiny again, and this time the whole attack missed. hands on deck. Since it's a near certainty that the puller will manage to grab someone, I'm not even going to try to attack it this time. I'm just going to let it grab someone, and after it's grabbed someone, that's when I start attacking it. I can't seem to prevent it from grabbing anybody, so let's just concentrate on front-loading the damage against the boss. And that does it!
To float forever, deep in the swirling blackness, far beyond the light's reach.
Eldritch Killing Incense and a Stalwart Buckle. Plus, okay, so increased critical rate, but increased stress and decreased virtue chance. Well, either way, I'm taking him back home because I can sell them, so I'm dropping the torches and the anti-venom. And that is how we do that. And this time I'm not pushing my luck. Let's return to the hamlet. We got 9,655 gold, the focus ring, 4,500 gold as a reward, 12 crests as a reward, and then we're at 30 and still counting crests worth of loot. So we gained 52 crests from this mission, in addition to 4 resolve experience. Let's see, Vavasur doesn't consume food if his stress is high, but unfortunately he takes increased stress. Campbell is a cove explorer, that's good. Lovett is a ruins tactician. He has scurvy, and he's also clumsy and is a slugger. Slugger is pretty good. Clumsy isn't a huge deal. Scurvy isn't even contagious. Scurvy is caused by malnutrition, game. Scurvy isn't even... We've bred a rare version of contagious scurvy.
Interest and obsession. Mile markers on my road to damnation.
I'm gonna quick have him cured for his case of contagious dehydration. And actually I think the guild is what I want to upgrade more if I have a choice. Except I don't actually have enough heirlooms to upgrade instructor mastery still, because even with 60 crests, I have 73. I can't trade for enough portraits. However, I could trade for enough deeds to upgrade weaponsmithing or armor smithing. Right. Right. No, I couldn't. Where's my head at? There's no way I can trade to get enough deeds to upgrade weaponsmithing or armor smithing. I should really look into upgrading something else. Let's see. Let's upgrade the survivalist. Wait, 35 crests? Let's not upgrade the survivalist just yet. But let's upgrade the merchant network. And then, let's see. Upgrading the treatment library would reduce the cost of quirk treatment. That would actually be useful. How many busts do I need? I need to gain 10 busts. Alright, let's do that. And let's upgrade the treatment library.
Curious methodologies and apparatus can calm even the most tormented soul.
Alright. And Frebois is out of his treatment. His stress level is still high, but I think it's low enough to be acceptable. Though also, let's give ourselves some credit that of the 4 heroes we sent to take on the Sodden Crew, only one of them has a stress level high enough to warrant any kind of treatment. Though right now he's being treated for his contagious case of low blood sugar. Anyway, with the end, that's going to be the end of this boss fight triple feature. So, thank you all for watching. I love you all, and I will see you next time.